Hey, I'm DJ Sixsmith. You're watching The Sit Down. Joined today by Nat Wolff. What's up, man?
How's it going?
Great to meet you.
Yeah, great to meet you. Thanks for having me.
How's everything going?
It's going really good. I'm happy to be here. We've been doing a long day of press so far today, and then we have the premiere tonight.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How long was the shoot for this whole thing?
Seems shorter than the press day. At this
The
point.
press day can really be a lot longer than you think, right?
It was 8 weeks, I think, and then it was 2 weeks of military training.
Right.
And things, yeah.
So a little bit longer than some of the movies today, because some of these are like
Totally.
it's a month, it's
Totally,
3 weeks, we're just banging it out.
Yeah,
this kind of needed a little bit more time, it seems
It
like.
did, and I think we shot in Spain, in the Canary Islands. I think having it there meant that we had more, they just got more days of shooting, yeah.
And at a certain point, it's like you're picking all these projects, it's like, oh, we're going to shoot in Spain? Like, let me do this one real quick. I could spend 2 months in Spain, like, why not?
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of movie where I didn't even get to see any of Spain, which was a bummer.
That's a
'cause
bummer.
I'm working every day, and it's like the most intense. So on the weekends, I'm just like sleeping.
You're
and,
done.
I'm dead. Yeah, I'm so dead. But it was nice. Like after we wrapped, I spent a couple extra days in the Canary Islands, which was really beautiful.
It's not a bad place to be, right?
Yeah.
So you've obviously been talking about the movie all day, so why don't we go backwards first?
Okay.
Let's talk about the beginning, because I look at your family, I see music, I see acting. Clearly that was the theme of things. So take me back to growing up and just some of your influences.
Yeah, I grew up in a house where everyone was an artist. So my dad's a jazz pianist, my mom's a writer and a well-known actress, and all their friends are painters, musicians.
So just all art, all the time.
Yeah, so I grew up thinking that's just what everyone did, kind of. It would have been more of a stretch for me to become a lawyer or something.
Right. It's like, oh, I'm going to be an athlete, actually.
They'd be like, whoa.
They'd be like, oh, that's not really what the family does.
Right, right. I'd be like the black sheep. I'd be the one like, you're never going to make it as a doctor.
Come on. Yeah. You're disappointing us.
You're disappointing us. Get in the studio.
Come on, man. Write something up.
But then, I became this obsessive Beatles fan when I was a kid. And as like a little kid, I would, watch the anthology tapes over and over again, and listen to the albums over. And so I started writing music. And then I made this band with my brother and a bunch of my friends. And then my mom created this TV show about us. And it was like a mock documentary type thing that kind of blew up on Nickelodeon. And then I got like really famous at like 12 years old or something, to the point where it was very
insane.
Overwhelming. Yeah, it was overwhelming and sort of strange. And then I got completely unfamous, and it just went away. And I was like, huh, that's really strange. But it sort of prepared me for this business, which is a lot of ups and downs, and it trained me to just focus on the work and what happens in your career. I mean, you can put your heart into your career too, but just in terms of the reaction to things, and the things you can't control, you can't control. So it's just about doing the best you can and working hard. But then after that, I started doing like some off-Broadway plays in New York, and working with different acting teachers, and started watching like all these. I would fall in love with these actors from the '70s or even from the '60s, and watch all their movies. And then I started falling in love with directors, and then, like, by the end of high school, I started working and doing films and still playing band with Alex. And I like long walks on the beach. I go to therapy.
Hey, you do it all.
Yeah.
You've really packed a lot into your career so far. I mean, like getting famous at 12, like what's the wildest thing from that time? Like, when did it hit to be like, oh my gosh, my life is completely transformed?
I mean, it used to be. I mean, I've now, had moments where people were really paying attention to me. Whether it's like when The Fault in Our Stars came out, people like, or taking pictures or whatever it is. But that level of being a kid and being like the same, like going to, I don't know, a sports game or something and having like kids kind of, like, that was insane.
It's intense.
That was intense and a little overwhelming. I mean, everyone was always sweet, but I actually think some kid tried to rip my brother's hair out of his head or something. But we don't have that many crazy stories. I mean,
that one's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
As a 12-year-old kid, you're like, maybe don't rip my hair.
Yeah, totally. But then it was a really interesting transition and then I was like, suddenly I was 6'1", and I was like looked completely different, and so I wasn't, nobody knew who I am, and then I was, it was kind of a good lesson about that stuff, that it's just completely out of your control.
Totally. So why don't we go into that point? So you've done this whole thing. Yeah. Now it's like you're discovering art from the 60s and 70s. You're getting into the whole theater scene. Like, what were some of the coolest moments of that part of your life where you're not the center of attention for a second here?
Yeah, I still was touring with my brother, so we'd play lots of shows and stuff. But yeah, in general, I was in school, and I think I feel really, really lucky, because I know that it takes an extra strong person, I think, to make it through without having a real life.
Yeah.
Sort of. As you can see with a lot of these kids who really struggle, and I think I got lucky. First of all, I have good parents, that are crazy in their own way, but
right.
but are very have really good, they're really good people, and so I think I had that advantage, and then also this time of really learning the craft of acting and being able to really develop as a musician, as an actor, I think was necessary, and then also to sort of have a life, which I don't think some kids who become famous as kids, they sort of lose that,
right.
and so I got that.